ATK versus the Riot Squad, formerly of the Bad News Bears, now apparently having an organization or landing out of Chicago right now. So that's got to be a pretty sweet deal for them. But yeah, I'm really excited about this match. Going to start out on Dust 2 here, and I expect a banger of a match tonight. Mike, what are your thoughts for this one?
It's going to be a really interesting one. So ATK, obviously a team that's had to go through some changes right now. And one of the things that's really interesting is Riot Squad, sorry, that's going to take some getting used to, have just made a change, and Dapper announces his presence on the server pretty effectively. 2 quick frags. He's just slipped onto the roster for playoffs, which is pretty wild. Previously of Lazarus fame, took a step back from that roster, and now finds himself with the Riot Squad, so that's really quite exciting. Rizu is also with them, I think it's a stand-in. I guess they're comfortable enough with Dapper already that they're going to go ahead and insert them in, and so far he yields a lot of fruit. 3 kills in the round. What a way to get started for the newest addition to the squad. So Dapper coming out with a plum, making his presence known, getting some big frags, getting into the game. So what a way to start out.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a nice investment, picking up Dapper in the first round on the team. He gets a 3-piece in the pistol round in playoff. So Dapper off to a fast start here. Let's see if he can continue that momentum. But there's going to be a play over towards long, and that's going to be JT with a nice dig on Crash. He will be traded out, but if you're JT, I mean, it's a pistol round that you're saving. And you know what? You get 1 kill there, you go down, and you're probably happy with that. So the remaining players right now, it's going to be 3 Deegs and a P250. Flip side is going to be an Ump, a Scout, and 2 AKs. And right now we're evened up 4v4. Dapper's in towards B tunnels, but Fady's trying to sneak in here, but Dapper is ready for that. And Fady will go down, and there's going to be a push over towards the long side. Right now, Domster's the only man in A. Nice shot there by Tens. He's known for his Deegs, and he busted out there, Mike.
Now he's going to get back into the action. He's here to cover the cross, and the smoke is not good enough. That's the bomb drop. Peter finds a kill with a frag, but now the smoke comes through. It's a little bit late. Mitch has to retrieve this. He's low. Has to be careful. Shinobi, though, will be careful, and he will cull Tens' presence. Keep him from doing too much more damage. But now Black Poison with an AK at range could be so deadly. Takes the first shot. 1 bullet. All that's necessary. Straight into the chest shot. And it's Black Poison and Shinobi dueling off. Shinobi at half health, but Black Poison with no armor. This second round, at the very least, has been wildly expensive. And though Shinobi will salvage it, will save it for his squad, this was dangerous. They had to invest so much, and they lost it all, except for Shinobi's rifle, which will be saved through. So it's going to be almost completely a rebuy up, but they do avert disaster. No forced buy 1 for ATK, and presumably another eco that's going to come through here. But as we've seen, the Deagles are definitely something to be feared. So this is going to be an interesting map, Mitch. It's a really comfortable map for the Bad News Bears. They love playing it, but so do ATK. Admittedly, ATK was most known for this map on the previous iteration of the lineup, the iteration with Sonic in him. Tens is still a very skilled player, though. Of course, he's recently been linked in rumors to a certain other North American organization. But yeah, so keep an eye on that, folks. But we'll see if they can maintain that firepower that's so necessary for us too here. Peter in particular, the Dirty Pig Pete, man loves this. Loves this map.
Yeah, I mean, even having this, actually I'll talk about that here in a second. We're going to have a whole bunch of action going on towards the A side. You can see Peter on the flank, though, coming in with that long distance, kind of mid-range MAC-10. He'll get a double. Crashy's dunks on Fady, and the A side has fallen. There's 1 player remaining. That's Domster, who is now currently located in towards lower. Peter is waiting, and Domster's position is now known. And you can see those yellow outlines starting to come in here. Domster just waiting for somebody to peek, and he might be able to grab a quick kill here, but he now has 3 guys right around that corner. So Shinobi going to go ahead and spam, and then Peter's going to try to peek as well. Domster does eventually take down Peter, so nice work on there. That's just a little bit of extra cash that Riot Squad had to buy up on. But nonetheless, it's 3-0 right now, Riot Squad. And just going back to my point really quickly, I mean, you got 2 sick uppers on the side of Riot Squad. I mean, you got Peter, primary opper, but we saw Crashies on land in Vegas for that rank-ass combine, and he was doing work with that op in line with Skadoodle. So, I mean, having a double op setup as strong as that on a map like Dust 2, like, that's a big deal.
I know Mitch is also a very capable opper, as I think I've seen Dapper actually pick it up quite a bit on his own squads as well. Tens, though, is the opper we should be taking note of in this round. He goes aggressive on the catwalk, and he finds that new addition to the Riot Squad side immediately. Takes him down, lays him low, and now they can just slow down. Black Poison, though, gets overwhelmed in mid. Crashy's managed to drop off of catwalk and into that CT spawn. He nearly gets more, gets at least the tag, but is immediately traded back. Now the kills are starting to stack up against the RS side. Peter and Mitch, the last two alive. They're looking for something. Peter groping around in towards mid, but he gets aggressive, and he's punished for it on the other side of the doors. Leaves everything to Mitch. He's going to try and make a go of it. Give it the old college try, but you can't fancy his chances here with 3 sets of crosshairs on the other side of this door just waiting for him.
Yeah, even in that situation, you have 3 CT players watching that position, and the shadow even gives him away. So he was in a bad position, and then the shadow even just makes it that much worse. So it's going to be the first round there for ATK, so they're on the board. Tens get that opening kill with the AWP, and he's not necessarily known as an AWPer, but I imagine just the skill level this guy has, it doesn't surprise me if he's able to go off with that AWP. And he's going to be holding it here again. So Black Poison will be your primary AWPer, and it looks like Tens will be that secondary, at least for the time being. So that's also, I mean, that's a great duo as well, assuming Tens can handle that AWP. I mean, Black Poison, when he goes off with the AWP, it's spectacular. It's definitely a guy to watch out for. But nonetheless, we are now in the 5th round. Looks like there's going to be presence in towards the lower and outside of long for the T side. Flip side, it's pretty much a pretty standard setup for ATK, Mike.
Problem is Peter doesn't have a gun here. So that's a little bit of a limiting factor. They're just trying to work around it, maybe drop a rifle early and give him something to salvage. This is a bold spot for Fady to be holding, considering the circumstances. If he gets flashed out and dropped, all of a sudden that's a rifle given over to the team that they didn't have to work with. Something definitely for them to appreciate. Pretty passive hold, all things considered, especially considering the last round started with a massive pick off the catwalk. This time it's going to be Black Poison getting the opening kill from window, but Shinobi has now cut JT close as he was trying to get his way out of the window. And now players drop in, all surrounded. Black Poison still finds a frag. The bomb tumbles into sight, fortunately for the Riot Squad side, so they should be able to get a plant out. With the player still towards mid, they have a little bit of presence. Black Poison is found, but the trade immediately comes in towards mid. So this is just going to be the 2 players bundled up into sight with no real utility to salvage their space. Got a couple of flashes on the CT side that's already raining in. The 1 flash for the Ts has already made its case. It's up to Fady to entry. He does find the first, but he's laid low. Now the second player's position is known. Doesn't matter. Tens takes the fight and finds it immediately. Peter not quick enough with the Galil to answer back. The op just instantaneous, and ATK do take a second round.
Yeah, Tens makes it happen again. Nice teamwork there. Tens actually came in a little bit late in that situation. I thought he'd be in a closer position to set up that trade, but it's Tens. You know, he gets the job done. He can wait a little bit. But just retaking with that op makes it that much more difficult, and he still makes it work. But coming into this round, looks like we're going to have a timeout. I assume that's on the Riot Squad side. I don't really know. I'm just guessing. But we're now 1 away from being tied up. It's currently 2-3, and I think Riot Squad are probably talking about what they're going to buy, if anything, in the situation. Some of these guys are like borderline buy money. You can see PTR was on 3650, but for the remainder of the team, I don't think it would really be worth buying or forcing in the situation. So we're going to get pistols, armor on a few of these guys, and I think PTR is going to save for the most part. He's going to be the utility guy in this round. So 6th round coming up. This should be a good one for ATK, but you never know.
Yeah, it's looking to be a tight scoreline here in just a moment. They can go for some early presence out towards long Tens. Again, the point person here. He's done an excellent job with the open hands so far. He's really looked flawless since he picked up the big green gun. We'll see if he can continue that form. Little footsteps above. They're going to hear the player coming into CT. That happened last round, so JT, or 2 rounds ago rather, so JT is perfectly prepared for it. Dapper's actually going to get an opener. Black Poison has to be careful here. He stays alive, at least for the moment. Now he's got support from Domster as well, so you can't imagine he'll fall. That's the bomb into mid, and then there's a flank out onto the bomb site. Crashies is just looking for a little bit of damage before he goes quietly into that good night as well, because you don't fancy much of a chance here. They are going to swing. He's looking to get aggressive towards the door. They swing the window. Just doesn't work out for him. It's going to be a 3rd round for ATK, and we are all tied up. And perhaps most importantly, ATK keep 4 alive in that one, so their money's starting to freshen up a little bit. They're starting to look good. On the other side, Dapper a little limited. Means that they don't want to go for the full buy here. They are going to go ahead and go back to a pistol round with some utility behind it to try and get themselves fully healthy and money ready for the next.
Yeah, we are tied up, baby, 3-3, but I like this choice here by Riot Squad. They're going to go ahead and save for the most part. You get some armor and some pistols on their side, but, you know, they don't get the AKs, ops, or anything like that. So, playing the economy game in this situation, they might be able to steal around here. It's certainly going to be difficult, especially when Fady's pushing here. He's going to get that opening kill. If he goes around the other corner, he might be in a little bit of trouble, but he wisely falls back in that situation. That's a situation where I normally push chasing kills, and I die, and then our team ends up losing the round. But Fady is a much better player than I am, so I'm glad he took that route and fell back a little bit.
And that's why you're talking about the game and he's playing in it. Folks,
Exactly.
This is playoffs. We've celebrated all the wheat from the chaff. This is the best of the best in the Mountain Dew League this season. These are teams contending to make it to relegation, to make it to the playoffs, to make it to the MDL Global Challenge and give their best shot at making Pro League, at winning the prize there, at doing their absolute best. So, it's all come down to this. This is a best-of-3 series, of course. Dust 2 is the first map. Then we'll be headed to Inferno. And then to seal the deal, we got one more map. It's Overpass. So, this is going to be a great series here. It's off to a rocketing start already, though since the guns have come out, Riot Squad have looked a little bit out of their depth. They've got to find an answer for this double-up setup from ATK. They've got to find some way onto a site. This isn't likely to be the round to do it. Gotta work on something. Looks like they're again gonna send players down towards CT, but this time they're gonna approach towards that ramp side of things. Tens already gets one. There's a lot of presence here, though they will lose the ramp player, and that will at the very least allow a bomb plant out. That's pretty much all they were hoping for in the round, so it's not bad by any measure. And they will swiftly get cleaned up as a result. So 2 kills, a bomb plant, it's not really a problem. That's sort of what they were looking for in the round. Obviously, any more would have been wonderful. Would have been icing on the cake. But the point is they baked that cake.
Yeah, absolutely. The goal really is to get that bomb down. Then any kills you get after that is fantastic. And Dapper did a good job of handling that push with the P250. That bomb planter might have been taken down had he not taken those 2 players out over towards long. So it will be a lead here by ATK. Riot Squad saved. And they were fine with giving up that lead. But now here comes the big boy guns, and PTR or Peter is going to come out with that up. We know how good he is. Let's see what he's going to come up with here in this 8th round. Looks like they're going to try to get Crash out towards long pretty early. And he has been able to get long control, but there's a death over towards Cat. Dapper tried to go fast. Didn't work out. So early advantage here for ATK.
The timing is going to be a little tricky. Dapper is certainly a player who likes to play that really aggressive style. They're going to have to figure out how to adapt to it as it goes. Mitch, though, retakes the space that he voided and finds one. He wants to go through this as well, right through, but Tens isn't blind at all. He just holds for it and he finds the frag. He is certainly blinded up now, though. He'll still hit that shot. Okay, Tens. That was obscene, and there's 2 players right below at the elevator. They got to be careful of the boost up, the jump up. The bomb plant will come through. There's a player out towards Car. It's a pretty decent setup, and with a molly going down to Cap, they should be a little bit more secure, at least for a moment. But golly, that Tens is on fire right now.
Yeah, beautiful shot there by Tens, but there's still a little bit more to go here in this round. Retake coming in. There's still a little bit of utility here on Black Poison. He's got a smoke and 2 flashes. They're slowly pushing up. Crash is able to desist in this one. PTR adds 1 as well. Black Poison, nice response. So 1v1 Black Poison trying to get the jump-off shot with the off, but it's not going to work out. Crashies ends up winning the 1v1, and he gets a 3K on the round. So right when they give up a lead, they bring it right back on the Riot Squad side. We are tied up 4-4.
You see that, Mitch? I see sparks flying on the server. I think this is going to be a pretty wild one. I mean, you just that round from Tens was filthy. They don't win it, but that was filthy from on the site to hit the shot on the ramp player. I mean, he was blind coming out of a flashbang. He flicks and he hits it. So he's clearly found a spark going into the server, and we're seeing an answer back from the Riot Squad side as well. So this seems like it's certainly going to be delivering. 4-4 right now. Riot Squad just trying to tack on every round they can at this point. This double omp from ATK proving to be very fearsome. And the question is just, how do they neutralize a player like Tens when he's going off like this? Because everyone else on that side is being solid, rock solid. And then you've got Tens who's just going above and beyond.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough call. You pretty much have 2 choices. Isolate where Tens is playing and attack him with multiple people, or just completely stay away from where he's positioned, if at all possible. I don't know if ATK is going to be moving him around throughout the map, but I feel like those are your only 2 choices. And, you know what? I'm not sure which one I'd pick, to be honest. But nonetheless, he's at 128 ADR right now. I mean, we're kind of early in the map, but nonetheless, he's certainly shown up here to start here for ATK on the first day of the playoffs. But just taking a look at the buy for ATK, they do have that double up setup, but the rest of the players struggling a little bit. They have a Deeg and a FAMAS, but there we go. Mitch is able to take advantage of that push there by Domster. Looks like they're going to try to push in towards long, but Crashy's boosted in towards long tunnel, something you don't see that often. Ends up working out for him. He takes down Fady, who was trying to get aggressive. So now 4v3. Black Poison, nice quick flick. Matches that 10 shot from last round. And it's now 3v3.
They've taken control out towards long, but the problem is that Tens is aggressed onto Catwalk, so they're not going to be able to unseat him. So unless they drop the full cross smokes, they're going to have shots right onto them. He misses one, uncharacteristic, that might allow an opportunity to at the very least get a bomb plant as he has to fade away back through the smoke. Now you've got Peter and Shinobi in a much more powerful setup. They've got the potential wombo combo, but Tens has worked his way all the way around towards the pit. This is such rapid aggression. Having just cleared long, they may not anticipate it. They're tucked for now. They're covered. There's going to be the spot. Now he knows they're coming. He's going to go for the shot, though, and Peter's just not quick enough for that. Shinobi has to hold them at bay. He's trying to. There's too many targets. Tens will be not quite his doom. He was looking for it. He's actually dueling off with Tens. These are two players who had disagreements when Tens was on this Riot Squad roster, and they will come out on top. Tens with the shots, Tens with the frags, and the defuse as well. It's 5th round for ATK.
Yeah, if Shinobi had gotten like one of those kills a little bit earlier so he could maybe handle the other one coming up the ramp, that would have made his life a lot easier. But he did a really good job extending that bomb, ticking down. But unfortunately, it just came up a little bit short. I actually saw that Tens was the only guy with the kit, so he had to get over to that bomb really quickly. But nonetheless, it's going to be a nice retake there over towards the A site, and now ATK have the lead once again. So we're back and forth right now, Mike. I love it. And both sides are pretty much full bought up, and Tens again will open it up, and that's the Alper and Peter. So early advantage here for ATK.
Just a reminder for those who may not have been following the MDL all season. First of all, that's a nice opener for Bitch. She gets a little damage back. That keeps the numbers even. Tens was on this Riot Squad roster. He was in place of, I guess, Crashies or Dapper. They both, I mean, Dapper's the newest addition. Crashies was here. It was Peter, Shinobi, Mitch, Tens, and Rizu was rounding out the roster earlier on in the season. And he decided to step back because of differences. My understanding that it was fairly mutual at the time, that they just sort of felt like it wasn't working out. But Tens is certainly showing why he might be missed from this roster. I mean, the man's already on 15 kills, 9 rounds into the game. He is out for revenge in this one. He is showing why maybe they should have done more to keep him around. Black Poison gets a kill over in towards the tunnels. The nuisance that was Mitch is now out of play. And they're going to go ahead and hit the A-bomb site, but Tens is waiting, and Tens is ready. Actually, Tens is all the way on the other side of the map. Doesn't matter. JT and Fady, they have it. Dapper.
Just hiding in the smoke there. JT wanted to get in on the action, but Dapper was hanging out on the other side of that smoke, just waiting to pop out. And nice job holding down that A site. No need for Tens in that situation. The rest of the ATK guys showing up. But just right before that round, Tens is 140 ADR. So it went up even more than it was before. I was shocked that it was 128. Now it's 140. So clearly Tens having a good night. But nonetheless, it's going to be pistols and a little bit of armor on the side of Riot Squad. Let's see what they draw up here. It's going to send one guy right outside a long tunnel. Maybe try to catch somebody aggressing in towards that long tunnel area. That would be Fady if it were a player to do that, but right now he's going to go ahead and fall back in towards pit. Heavy presence in towards B tunnel, so maybe we'll get a B pinch here, or maybe just straight up B rush. If that were to happen, to be Dumpster that would handle that, and he does have support from Black Poison, but he'll have to rotate from that mid position.
So just a reminder, folks, this is Riot Squad's map pick. We're somewhat playing with fire coming into this, knowing that it was also a strong Dust 2 team on the ATK side. And so this one's really probably going to go down the wire. Crashies doesn't quite land any of those shots. Had the outline coming through. Started the spray, or the spam rather, but couldn't quite hit it yet. So he is going to go ahead and fall. Now the rest of the presence going to start to move its way out on towards the B bomb site. There are just 2 players to not clear, but one of them is Black Poison with the AWP. So they're out onto the site. Dumpster's stuck in the back. They're pushing Black Poison back. Utilities coming in from their teammates to make this retake possible before the bomb even goes down. And they have yet to frag anyone on site. Peter will finally get an answer, but the trades are coming hot and heavy, and the bomb's been dropped. It's in full view of the door as well, so JT is just going to hold that. He shouldn't have control of this as we move forward. Ooh.
Peter does get dinked up in the end, but it's going to be JT that ends up winning that gunfight. It helps that he had an AK versus a P250, but it will be 7-4. ATK starting to extend their lead a little bit here, but it will be another buy round for the Riot Squad side. So wondering if they're going to maybe switch things up, you know, whether it's the pace of it, maybe go for a fast hit in this situation, or just maybe isolate towards one site as opposed to another. You can see they're going over towards long early, so it looks like they want to fight over towards that long A area. Peter will catch out Black Poison, try to keep in towards mid. Meanwhile, JT will take down Mitch. He'll actually burn him. Little flash assist there from Tens, but it quickly evened up 4v4, and you can see Riot Squad, they don't want to have anything to do with long. It looked like they wanted to fight, but after their initial player died, they are out of there. Nice job by ATK holding that down.
Look at the control they've taken towards mid, though. There's only one player stuck into the B-bomb site, and no one else really able to get through that. Flash is going to blind up Domster. The timing's not there for the swing, though. The smoke hasn't faded yet, so now Domster's queued off to the fact that they might be coming, but once again, he's blind. He's just having to stay back. They're past his Molotov already. He's got to find his frag. He finds the first, not the second, though, and Dapper in mid is, meanwhile, taking down one of the rotators already. So this is a strong hold for Riot Squad. They're going to get that bomb down with time to spare. And it is Tens and Fady coming back in. That B-bomb site is never a great site to have to retake, especially when you got no information. And apparently Tens is just going to walk through this smoke. What a bold play. He's found the first. He's making it happen. But he's lost his teammate. He's in a 1v1 with Peter. And Dapper trying to get around the door as quickly as possible. They're dueling off. Tens looking for the second player. He will swing to find the first.
No
and he has the second as well. Tens, how do you do this? A 3K clutch. He's going to take it through. Bomb defused as well in an 8th round for ATK. It looked so good for Riot Squad, but Tens had other things in mind.
Dude, what? What? He has 19 kills right now, and he just had a 3v1 clutch. And it seemed like the T's had a really good setup on that crossfire. They knew what his position was after he popped those couple shots at Peter off of the plat box. But somehow Tens makes that work. And we're at 8-4. I have no idea how that ended up working other than Tens is a genius. So, yeah. I don't know what else to say other than that. But there's another timeout coming in. If I was Riot Squad, I would definitely take one as well. But it seems like it's already been canceled. So they're going to get back right into it. And they're going to invest all of their money into this round. The highest amount they have right now is on Crash. He's at $300 and Shinobi at 100. Everybody else is on 0 right now, Mike. So Riot Squad really has to put some round wins into the win column right now. Otherwise, ATK might run away with this.
This is starting to get a little dangerous. Shinobi's already tagged down. They've got AKs to work with, but there's a limit to the utility. Fady will get caught with a nade in hand, though, so Shinobi gets the last lap on that engagement. He's already going to find one. JT's getting aggressive as well. Gotta be careful. He's stuck out on an island, and he will be starved out from that island. 10's still on site, but he's been traded. That's effective. Now the A-bomb site has fallen, rather, and they are likely to take this through. Gotta be careful on the cross. There's still potential to take damage, but they're avoiding most of it, and the bombs transition to the plant. So at this point, money kind of in the dumpster for ATK. I think this is likely to be the save. There's already a player at the top of mid as well. It's going to be Peter, who's just looking to take a couple of extra frags and slow them down. So finally, they found a crack in this full gun buy. Riot Squad have taken around. They took it decisively as well, going straight into the combat, just finding the trades and finding the round. It'll be a 5th at the very least for Riot Squad, and they're keeping 4 alive, so that money should be healthy moving forward. Crashes as well, retrieves Tens' op from on top of the plat. And ATK, kind of on the back foot here. Tens' money in reserve, no problem there. JT probably will also be fine to buy, but they might be a little limited in this next one.
Yeah, so it shows that Riot Squad has been getting kills in these rounds. They're just coming up short. I mean, one specific instance is that 3v1. So you can see ATK's money not great. The majority of these players are below 2K. You can see Ten's got a good amount, as you just mentioned. He buys up there. JT's on about 4K. So let's see what they're going to have here. They got a double up setup, M4. Make it a double M4. I'm not sure what Fady's going to be able to get. He didn't have much. They'll end up going with that SMG and a little bit of light utility. So big round for Riot Squad that last round. Let's see if they can continue that pace. You can see Riot Squad going in towards lower pretty fast here, but in response, ATK is going to have that guy up towards Cat. That's Tens, and he can start feeding again if he continues to push, but he's just going to stick to his position for the time being. But there's 3 guys in towards lower, 1 guy up towards Cat, and he doesn't really have a support player except for JT in towards mid right now. So if JT doesn't swing, if he peeks, that's going to be a problem.
JT just holding for exactly this play, but it's actually going to be Black Poison to find the first frag. He's opping through as they start to boost up on towards the catwalk. There's a player here now. That's the bomb committed. Tens has full control of it as well. He'll drop a smoke, but right on the edge of it he can see, and he wants to get aggressive. He actually swaps to the AK. This is such a bold play for Tens. He's holding the angle around the smoke, and they're not going to anticipate it. They've got to be so very careful here. It's the double peek. There's a player at the top of mid. There's a player at the bottom. They shut it all down. Mitch can only do so much faced with that many targets. So the double op will be saved through. ATK take the 9th round right back from Riot Squad. That was the round where Riot Squad could have broken them, could have shattered their economy, and seen it through the end of the half. Now they're going to have a battle for that last round. The double op is still here. Plenty of utility for the ATK side. And meanwhile, for Riot Squad, a little bit of a limited situation. Peter on a glass cannon. No utility, really, for Crashies or himself.
Yeah, PTR going without armor in the situation. Not that big a deal, just considering his offer, but you'd love to be able to get on him if possible. And 10's going to get aggressive in towards Hall. Mitch clearly not ready. Has some sort of utility in his hand, and he will go down. So ATK got aggressive over towards the the last round. That paid off. They got 2 kills from that SMG coming up from behind the cat. And then 10's gets aggressive in towards B tunnels. That works out. So ATK seem to be firing on all cylinders. And 10's basically a pixel shot. Takes down Peter. And it's now 5v3. Crashies is going to have to go up against 2 guys in towards long. He knows at least one's in that position. But he will go down. And 10's is going to add another one to his frag count. It's 4v1. Last man here is Shinobi.
Shinobi in a 1v4. He's got to take it through. Tens is just like the boogeyman right now. He's everywhere on the map. Anywhere they try and get aggressive, it seems like Tens is waiting with that AWP. He's just the executioner. Having an unreal half, 25 frags so far, and that will be it. 25 frags in a half. I mean, this is just unreal. He is carrying ATK to rounds, buoying them up. I mean, just a monster right now. The Baba Yaga of the server. I mean, this is like an action movie. It just feels absurd.
Yeah, he just seems to be above the skill level right now. I mean, there are rumors that he might be going to C9. So, I mean, the way he's playing right now, that makes a lot of sense for a pickup for C9. But nonetheless, yeah, he's just kind of dominating the server at this point. But, you know, there's still plenty of more CS to be played. We know there's a lot of high-quality players on the side of Riot Squad. I mean, you got Peter, you got Dapper, Crashies can go off, Shinobi, big brain in-game leader, and then Mitch, really consistent. We talked about him a little bit before we actually started the stream. Definitely a consistent player, strong fragger. So, you know, I think it's going to take more than 10s to win this. So the other guys on ATK, I think, are really going to have to help out here in the second half.
I wonder how much 10s is being incorporated into strats, and how much of it is just, all right, 10s kill everybody.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that if you're ATK. I mean, he's got the talent for it. I mean, they only had a certain amount of time to be able to build him into those strats. So, I mean, that just might be the way they're going. Like, hey, 10, just go kill. And that's what he's doing.
It really is absurd.
I mean, he's been on that team for, what, maybe a month?
Yeah, he's been there for a little while now. They've definitely got him incorporated into however much they want. But I think they're probably just giving him a ton of personal freedom, although I'm not sure. I haven't spoken to them about it. It is going to be ATK making their way up catwalk, and Dapper's certainly going to have heard this. He knows what's happening, so the flank should be on quickly. Tens has already dropped in towards CT. Shinobi can't quite connect, though. There is a player out towards Car, and they got to start finding blood. There's the shot from Shinobi, and the flank from Dapper as well. Tens with his back turned can't get anything, and it is a clean pistol round for Riot Squad. Not taking a single casualty. They will claim their 6th round, and that's what they desperately needed. They need to get their confidence flowing again. They need to get out there. They need to show that they can go toe-to-toe with this squad and really knock them back to make the CT side successful.
Yeah, big pistol round coming in for the Riot Squad, make it 6-10, and Dapper played a huge role in that one. He was able to get behind 3 of those ATK players coming in from Cat on the flank. So that really helped secure that round. That was really important for them, just considering they were down 10-5 at the half. This nade's going to come in. That might be kind of chunky, but no, it actually literally does 2 damage. I don't know how, but yeah, 2 damage. Anyway, it's going to be a push, a 5-man push through this smoke in towards the B site. Flash is going to come in. It actually has out 1 man. It's going to be 3 kills going in the favor of Riot Squad, but eventually they will fall. So 3v2. Dapper looking to get aggressive here. He does take 1 down. It's not going to be 10s left all alone, and we've seen this before, Mike. He's taking down flashbacks. 1, 2 more to go. This would potentially be a 3v1, Mike.
A 3v1 with 4 kills on the round. He's going aggressive, though. He's going to hit the second. Fortunately, Crashy shuts it down, prevents the boogeyman from striking once more. He will end it 7-10. They do keep 1 alive, though. This money is going to be right in the toilet. And 10s, even when he doesn't win the round, is still doing so much damage. It's just a gaping wound. He's almost on the 30 bomb. He's got 28 kills.
In 17 rounds.
This is a Super Saiyan performance. This is a simple level performance. I mean, this is just one of those times when a player comes into a server and takes full control, dominates, and makes sure there's no possibility of his team being unseated. Mitch now has a lot of bodies in his face. He's got to find something. He does find one before falling, and he's crucially slowed them down a little bit. The problem is the bomb's already transitioned, and that volley in towards mid is certainly not going to make things easier. There'll be a little bit of a fumble of the rock there. They're trying to get through. Ten's blinded up, though, is taking the fight. And at this point, I think it's just going to be a save call, having lost their initial scout in towards the site. They're going to go ahead and say, you know what, we don't want any piece of this. So they've conceded the 11th round to ATK. They'll have some stuff to work with in the next, but this could be a catastrophe for them. As ATK will now climb to 11, have the economic advantage, and be moving forward.
Yeah, nice round here by ATK, and that was tough there for Mitch. He's in a basically solo situation in the B site. Nobody really there to help out, and you know, they were able to get in close to his face because he hid behind that box in towards the middle of sight, waiting for them to come to him, and eventually they're just up in his face, and there's only so many bullets in that SMG, so I think he took down one, but ends up getting run over right after that, gets traded. So nice job there by ATK, going quickly on that round, clearly caught off Riot Squad. It's going to be 11-7. Let's see what we get in terms of a buy on the side of Riot Squad. It's going to be an AUG, 2 M4s, and Dapper's going to be stuck on a Deagle here. So that's problematic, but they're going to send 4 guys over towards long. I think we're about to get some fireworks here, Mike. Here we go. Dapper going to be the first man in. He's actually avoided death so far, but it's going to be 2 kills going in the favor of ATK. Shinobi finally trades that out, but that will be advantage ATK. Black Poison clears out mid. That's a big kill. And the remaining players for the CT side are over towards A.
That's a backbreaker of a kill. Now they've got no presence on towards B. They can just take this mid control. They can secure the B bomb site. That's basically the round over. Now Tens is just lingering along on towards long to do some more damage. And of course he's going to find it. Finds a frag out in towards Car, and it's just Peter. Peter's got an AUG in hand. He's got armor. He's got a kit. Certainly worth saving. The question is just how can he even hope to do it? There are 4 players and they're all on the hunt already. They're looking for him. They know there's no chance he's actually going to try and get onto the site, though they will leave a babysitter just to make extra special sure. And he can hear them in towards CT. It's looking like he just might be safe. There'll now be a player wrapping around towards the doors. Do they anticipate his positioning? He's tucked in here pretty securely. But with only 1 player surviving, this is again a catastrophe. It's going to be a 12th round for ATK and just very little to work with. Now the spot is out. Peter, though, stands up to the task on the first one. He's getting pushed from Black Poison. Has to hold on. Can't do it. The rifle has fallen. They've got nothing going into this. It is going to be the full dry eco. And ATK now with a 5-round lead and showing no signs of stepping down or slowing down. 10s on 30 already.
We got that 30 bomb, baby, through 19 rounds. He has 6 assists as well. So clearly, his ADR's got to be off the charts. It actually clears on the client once the second half comes up. So we can't see the full ADR for the whole match. We're going to go fast B again, but it's going to be 5 Riot Squad players waiting for this. Dom's going to be the entry man. That's a double for him, and this is just all going in the favor of ATK. 4 kills already. PTR was able to take 1, but Tens will handle the last. Domster gets a triple on the round and survives on 1 HP. But again, that's going to be another round for ATK. So both of those fast-paced plays over towards the B site end up working out. And it's now 13-7. Timeout comes in.
I'm glad they're taking the timeout now because they need to calm down. Whatever is happening, we just need a momentum change. The Riot Squad side needs to figure out what's going on, what they can change, what they can shift through to bring them to this round. Meanwhile, for ATK, they're hoping that they cool off. They're hoping taking a pause will somehow simmer them down just a little bit and slow this monstrous performance. I mean, this is just wild. As solid as the rest of ATK has been, and they've been solid, I don't think you could talk about this without just talking about how amazing Tens is right now. This is very much an individual play for him, and the man is playing with a grudge, with a chip on his shoulder. And so far, that chip is working out. Crashes gets aggressive. He's not going to find any, but Dapper at least gets the trade before falling himself. So a little bit of damage. Peter finding a big kill towards mid might give this a little more possible. The problem is the A-bomb site has fallen. They've only got 1 smoke for the cross, though, so they shouldn't be able to fully cover it off. Fady will go ahead and drop that, and the bomb does have to get over. I think they're just going to throw it. Yep, they are indeed. The bomb to cover it off, and JT can now get through. The problem is that's allowed Shinobi to get up on towards the catwalk. Potential to backstab here. JT is protected off. He's safe. Player tucked into car and tens all the way down towards long. What a swing from JT. Great shot out. He hits it. He knocks the head right from Shinobi's shoulder with no chance to even exchange fire, and that's going to be the save call.
Oof, that's a big kill there by JT. I think that's exactly what decided or made Riot Squad decide to take off there. It was a 3v3 situation. They had a little bit of utility, and I think all those players were high HP. So that kill there by JT on the opening man, big impact. We've talked so much about 10, so we got to give some of these other people some love. But, I mean, to be honest, right now it's the 10's storyline. But, yeah, JT, big kill there. It's going to be a 14th round here for ATK. Looks like Peter and Mitch will be able to retain their guns into the next round, but their backs are up against the wall. It's 1 away from map point, 2 away from the GG here on Dust 2 Mike.
Oof. I mean, this is just... It feels like watching a natural disaster if you're the Riot Squad side. Right? Like, how do you stop this? This is like they're standing in the way of a tornado, and that tornado is Tornado 10s.
I love the alliteration. I'm a big fan. Tornado 10. Anytime I hear an alliteration, I love it.
Righty got presence out towards mid as well. Alliteration or no, they are deadly. Peter's got to hold on, and there is a lot of bodies coming his direction. He will hit one. Crashies gets a second as well with just a pistol. Dapper holding up this forced buy, or this forced investment, rather, working out so far, and they've managed to salvage an extra rifle on top of it. Dapper just trying to play with the edge of the smoke, trying to prevent them from getting through to the site. Still double man advantage, and a full buy now salvaged through. Only a single SMG to limit them. Domster will still somehow find a frag through the smoke, but he will be silenced. It is going to be an AWP stolen away, and a full buy through for 3 players. Riot Squad get their 8. It may be too little too late, though, Mitch. It's now 8-14. They finally picked one up after what feels like forever. And ATK are ready to answer right back.
Yeah, and they had plenty of money to go around, and they're going to have enough money in the next round as well to buy whatever they want. So they're going to throw those flashes over towards long. Most teams don't necessarily push off of that. It's just setting a standard that, you know, these flashes are coming over towards long A, so you better be ready for us. And there's no real, you're not kind of tipping your strats. So basically throwing those flashes over every single round if possible, if you have the money for them, just to condition them to being there. But nonetheless, it's going to be a one-man in towards pit already. You can see Domster's already gotten there with that SG. That scoped weapon will definitely help over towards long. But right now, it's a 3-man setup over towards A, including Peter watching the cross from long. Crashy's watching kind of mid and long as well. He's actually cheating over towards mid right now, and then there's another player in Dapper watching over towards Cat. So no real commitment yet here from ATK, but they do have a heavier presence over towards the long A side.
They're trying to get that aggressive catwalk play, but there's so much attention being focused, and the crossing smokes go through. They're not going to be able to do much, have much impact on towards this A bomb site. There's just a sliver of a crack of space, and Peter can't quite hit the shot. At the least, they cleared out this mid presence, but now Domster's on the scene. The bomb is transitioned to the site. It's going to be planted in a moment. They've got utility for this post plant, though it is now all been drained, so it is just going to come down to the gun duels. And the retake has to be on. Bomb now planted. Mitch! Just playing a guessing game, rains shots through the car and actually catches the head of Domster. So he's just won that game of Battleship. Now they're moving on to site. Black Poison has won, but he's traded out. 2 players down on towards the site. It's just going to be 10s back in the pit, and a smoke's been dropped to cover him off. They're going to be holding now for his swing. Just waiting for him to take a shot. He will indeed and be felled. Mitch has the shot. The defuse comes through. Riot Squad now finding their strength. They've taken round number 9. They've got the double up as well. And they finally seem to have found an answer to this ATK squad.
All right, a little bit of a resurgence here by the Riot Squad. Just need to warm up a little bit here on the CT side, and they have a little something going. So they're going to be on the double up, as you mentioned, and they pretty much have whatever they want in this situation. The flip side, I mentioned ATK was going to be able to buy in this round, and that's exactly what happens. They come up a little bit short in terms of utility on 10s, but, I mean, that's about it. So right now it's going to be 1 man watching outside of the long A, make it 2, and 2 guys going pretty fast in towards the lower. And on the flip side for Riot Squad, 1 guy's gotten in towards pit. Peter watching the cross from car over towards Cat. And pretty much silence right now. And about 1:20 on the clock. Just waiting for those fireworks to start here, Mike.
Ooh, the spam nearly catches out Dapper. Does a little bit of tickle damage. It's nothing too severe, though. He's going to be fine for this. Just left to hold this vital mid-roll. Nade, tickling back in turn, though this time a much lighter tickle. I'm going to stop the tickling metaphor. I feel like it's getting weird.
Crashes is actually a really important player here, Mike. If he goes down here, Peter might be in a little bit of trouble. They actually rotated Dapper over to help out, so not as important as he initially was, but still, if you can see Crashy goes down, it's going to be a problem here for Peter.
This is interesting. He's got a molly to slow it. That's perfect timing as well. It's going to prevent this long presence from coming out, and that's the bomb. So anything you can do to slow down that presence is critical. Now they're dropping players down towards CT. They're out onto the ramp. That's a big kill to find. Fady ripping this site wide open. You still got a player tucked in juice, though. Dapper now is trying to play the patient game. He's got to swing, and he's going to be felled for little to no return. This bomb site has fallen. The bomb's going to be planted. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be round number 15. And Shinobi and Mitch, they can't even go for this, because if they do, they're going to be limited in what they can contend for overtime. This is going to be map point picked up. Just the first map of the best of 3, to be fair. But the map pick of the Riot Squad side, they've got 6 rounds that they need to win to take this overtime.
Yeah, Shinobi's able to fend off one. And, you know, this M4 is pretty important in this situation. You can see Mitch is able to buy, Peter will be able to buy, and Dapper as well. So the remaining 2 players, it's going to be difficult. So let's see if Mitch can hold on to this. He spotted out one, takes down Fady. Now it's Tens and Black Poison. You can see Black Poison is hunting, but Ten's not necessarily, although he's kind of watching mid. Shinobi will fend off one, so I think both of those guns will go through the next round. But we're on map point, Mike. ATK has looked fantastic here, and Riot Squad is going to have to look even better if they want to get back into this one. They're going to have to win 6 rounds in a row of this first map of this BO3 here in playoffs. So Riot Squad, you got to show up right now.
Fortunately for the Riot Squad side, they've got a fair amount of money with which to work. So they've got a lot of guns, they've got some utility as well, and it looks like it's going to go back to that raw B hit. They're straight in. Shinobi's got 1, 2, make it 3. Shinobi, 4 kills, going ham for his squad, putting the team on his back. And the IGL holds on for Riot Squad. It's just going to be JT who's hemmed in, and Shinobi gets the full ace. Ladies and gentlemen, he's carried them through to a 10th round. That's a stave execution. That's a breath of air. And Shinobi does it all to give them a moment. He's leading his team in frags. This man is doing everything he can to bring us to overtime.
Big impact round. Number 1, the match isn't over. This map isn't over, but comes up with the ace, and it's got to build up the confidence a little bit within their comms. And if you're Shinobi, you're feeling good. I mean, you're top fragging right now. That's something you don't really see too often for this squad. Typically, you'll see Peter or Crashy's top fragging. So if you're Shinobi, that makes you feel that much better. And he's actually 5 kills ahead, but it's going to be Crashy's opportunity over towards long. He grabs 2. It will be traded out by that Deeg of 10s. But it will be advantage here, Riot Squad, after that initial exchange. Make it 4v3.
I think that's actually one of the situations where you're seeing the Ognerf in action in real time. Because I still think he gets killed Peter quick enough to catch the bottom half of that run boost. So there's now a Tenzin pit with an AUG. They definitely don't want to contend with that if they don't have to. Unfortunately, they should have utility to bully him back. But as I was saying, I think that's a situation where he still goes down, but he gets 3 kills as opposed to 2. 3 nerf. Tens now drop. Black Poison tagged. Black Poison just trying to get his hands on that rifle and maybe do a little bit more damage, but he can't even get to the pit. He will be dug out. It is going to be Riot Squad under round number 11, and likely another eco out from ATK, unless they decide to go at this with limited utility.
Yeah, if I'm them, just get pistols on some of these players. I don't really think they should be buying up in this situation, and it looks like that's what they're going to do. They'll get that Deagle on JT. Tens, okay, I was waiting for him to buy that Deagle. I feel like it would be a travesty if he didn't buy that gun in this situation. So he does end up buying that up. We got 3 of those. That nade should be pretty chunky, and look at the red bars go across the screen. Fady down to 3 HP. That's a minimum 100, 150 damage nade. But the ATK team will continue in towards Cat, where there's a 3-man setup over towards A. First man up will be Dapper along with Peter. Here we go, Mike.
Molly down, gonna force them out. There's a Molly beyond the smoke as well, so it's just softening them up, and they are now chunky boys ready to be fragged, and Tens is last to fall, so another flawless round. That eco is felled. It's 12-15, and now we're going to see ATK invest. They've got 2 more solid gun rounds to try and make this happen. This one, if they lose this, then there's another eco, presumably, and then 1 final gun round. So Riot Squad, they've got 2 big hurdles and a speed bump to overcome to try and make this overtime. Tens has cooled off a little bit. He's slowed down, which seems ridiculous because he's on 33 right now, but he's slowed down just a little bit, and that's allowed them space back into it. We'll see if they can continue to press that advantage, as they seem to have found an answer for ATK. But they've got to do more.
Yeah, it seems to be a strong correlation between when Tens was going off and when Riot Squad started to win. Since Tens has slowed down a little bit, that's basically been the open window for Riot Squad to get in. And it's now 15-12. They're making a little bit of a comeback here, but they still at least have to get 3 more rounds. And if you just have 1 special round for Tens, it could all be over. But talking about this round here in the 28th, it's a 4-man setup over towards long for ATK. They're actually going to have the 5th player come in and help out. There'll be a nice flasher from Dapper, try to get some information for his teammate. And looks like long control is just going to be given up. You can see Crashy continues to want to peek in this situation. I wouldn't advise it because there are 5 players right around the corner.
They're expecting mid-presence, having not seen anyone, having seen the flashes come through. Now they want a fast cat. That could be such bad timing. They've got the player up, but here it comes. Here comes the major hit. The crossing smokes are there. Molly's down to slow them down, and spam as well. No frags yet found, but look at the damage on this ATK side. They are bleeding out here on the server. Crashy's dug out, but there's more in the position, and Peter's finding kills. Being traded back. The elevator position, though, goes high. They find the frag. That's the bomb dropped on Platt, and both players remaining need to cross. They've got no smoke for it. Domster has the first, but they expect a second from the position. It's all on Tens in a 1v2. He will not find either. Riot Squad are up to the task of the first gun round. They'll claim it. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 rounds away from overtime. Riot Squad, they're a little late to the day, but now that they're here, they are fragging hard. Only 2 more rounds, one of which is an eco, and they will have made this the full 30. So this round, they gotta be careful, but it's just the deco. The next round's gonna be the true test to see if they can take us to OT.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a match on our hands, Mike. This is the first map of playoffs that we have had on stream. I think just in general. So this is a great way to start it out. I love it. ATK has looked fantastic throughout the day, throughout this map. But Riot Squad on the way back. They're going to open up this 29th round with Peter getting that op kill. Shinobi watching that cross. He's just going to go ahead and smoke it off. That might enable 1 or 2 of these players to get over. That nade will come in and actually doesn't end up going over that wall. That might have been kind of chunky there, Mike.
Might have been.
Nonetheless, it's a 5v4, and the presence for ATK is going to be primarily focused on towards Cat.
So I'm getting shades to a previous Dust 2 Mountain Dew League playoff game between similar rosters, the ATK roster, or Bravado as they were known then, and the Dignitas roster from way back when, which had Shinobi in the coach role, Peter, and Mitch. But this time it's going to be the Fraggen and Domster, and Fady hit the shots. They get them. Crashies gets an answer and a second as well. He's still in the pit, still here to do damage. The bomb has been planted, but it's looking like it's just going to be Tens. JT trying to get out of that position. Tens somehow finds a frag, and JT's got a second. It's Mitch and Tens squaring off. They're going for the shots. They're trying to do it. Deeg on Deeg, and it's Tens who hits it. 16 rounds. He gets it.